Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we're going to continue on with our sort of tech homepage build here. Yesterday we did this sort of parallax sail section here. Today let's do this animated number counter section below here. It sort of counts up the various stats. It's got an animated background, and when we hover over it, it's going to enlarge these, and we can obviously hook these up to our sales pages or our category pages for laptops, desktops, etc. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do today, enable the Visual Builder. Once the builder is enabled, let's go down where we want to work. And I'll simply delete this section right here. We'll start again from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to add a new section, little blue button right there. Going to make it a regular section. I'm going to have 4 columns because I want 4 number counters. And let's go down to number counter. By default, Divi comes with all these modules as standard. There we go, number counter. Okay, for the title, let's have a look. Start off with laptops. Number, whatever number happens to work for you. Don't want the percentage sign there, so I'm going to go down elements and flip the percentage sign to off. Link, let's link this to our product. So I want to link to our laptops. I can go up to the top here. We've got our laptop link right there. Right click, copy link address, put it in there. I want it to open in the same window. That's fine. Background. Well, I'm going to have it have a white background initially that you won't see much change there. And then on hover, I want it to have a different color background. So if we hover over the black background writing there, click on the little arrow, and for the hover color, I'm going to put in my purple color. So I'll just hit the remove color, and I'll add my little purple color I've been using throughout the site. There we go. Now I only want that on hover. So when it's not hovering, it's going to be white. Fantastic. Okay, let's go on to our design tab now, and the title text, which is this little one right here. I'm going to make that blue. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. It's already in the middle. I think I'm going to capitalize it. And I'll make it sort of semi-bold. And let's pump it up a little bit in size. Something like that. That's fine. Move on down. Don't really want any text shadow on that at the moment. For text that size, sometimes it tends to make it a little blurry looking for me. Number text. Again, I'm going to make that blue. I'm going to make it semi-bold. Now for this one, I will give it a little bit of shadow, because with larger fonts like that, it seems to work better. Of course, this is entirely up to you. Great, that's fine. I don't want to adjust the shadow. It looks just right to me. The only other thing I do want to do here, I want to put a border around it. And I'm going to make it 5 pixels blue. But I want it to be circular. And to make it fully circular, I need to put in 50% all round. Now, as long as you've got the chain linked there, it'll do all at once for you. So if I put in 50%, as you can see, it's made it round, or it's made it oval. Now we need to adjust the spacing, or the padding, to make it into more of a circle. So let's go up to our spacing. And top and bottom is where we want to add it. Let's try adding 40 top and 40 bottom. You don't have to put any pixels in. That's almost there. That is almost just exactly right. But I'd rather have that number sit a little lower down in there. Let's try 45. No, I think 40 is probably about right. So I'm going to uncheck this. I want a little more padding on the top than the bottom. So let's put 50 on the top and 30 on the bottom. That way it should still stay round like that. 50 on the top and 30 on the bottom. I think it probably needs just a little bit more. Say 53 and 43 or 33 I should say. Yeah, I think that's okay. Looks pretty much like a circle to me. We could have made it a certain width and height and done that exactly, but that's close enough for me. I think that's going to work fine. Great. The only thing else I want it to do is when they hover over it, I want it to grow and change to that purple color on the background. So let's close up the spacing. We'll go down and transform, and it's the first one, scale. And again, I only want it to scale up on hover, so if I click the hover it should turn purple. And let's pull it up. We've got that checked so it'll do both at once. I guess I want 25 or 30%. Don't want to get too big, something like that. That works perfectly. Great. Now I want it to do it slowly or not too fast. By default it's going to do it by 300 mils. I'm going to bring mine up to about 3/4 of a second, something like that. Okay, so presuming we're happy with this module, we can go ahead and clone it and just change a few things on it. Hit the little 2 squares to clone it. Doesn't matter which one you move. And we'll clone it again. Left click and drag to move it. One more time. Left click and drag. Okay, this one's going to be desktops. And of course we want another number. And this one's going to be all in one. And another number. And this one, let's say sale items. And again, we'll put in another number there. Great, so that's our counters taken care of. The only thing I really want to do now is I'm just going to put those animated background dividers in. I mean, that looks pretty clean. You might want to keep it like that. Let's actually put a bit of box shadow on this so the circle's got a bit of shadow. So let's go into, it doesn't matter which one, go into design, put a box shadow because it should work because we've rounded it off. There we are, that's got a box shadow, and rather than have to go back into all of them, we can just go over the module tab itself, the dark one, right click, extend number counter styles. Don't want everything on the page, but I do want everything in this row, and hit extend. There we go, we've got shadows under all of them now. Fantastic. Okay, let's put the cherry on the cake and just add a couple of dividers to animate our background section here. So we'll go to design, go to dividers. For the top one, let's choose something curly this time. And again, I'm going to make it my purple color. But I'm going to bring that opacity down a little bit. In fact, no, I'm going to make that blue because we've got blue above it. But again, I'm going to take the opacity down a bit so that'll fit in with that sort of blue that's going on above it. That's fine. And for the bottom one, I'll put in the opposite number, this one right here. And this time we'll use that purple color. And again, I'll pull the opacity slider down so we can see anything through it that we need to. Great, now when somebody hovers over it, I want those to grow and sort of crisscross each other, similar thing as we did in one of our modules above. So let's do that. Let's go down a little bit to divider height. Hover over it and hit the little arrow. And for desktop, I'm going to leave it just as it is. For hover, I'm going to bring it up quite a bit, almost to the top. Say about there. Great. Now let's go do the same thing for our top one. And again, we only want it on the hover effect, so desktop's going to be exactly where it is. Hover effect, we're going to bring it down to pretty much almost the bottom there. Something like that, or however you'd like to do it. Okay, let's save our changes, and I believe we're done. Hit the little purple button and save our page changes. And exit the Visual Builder. And let's go down and take a look. There we have it. There's our little number counter section that animates. It's animating a bit too fast for me. I want to slow that animation down a little bit, and our hover animation works fine. And let's make sure this takes us to our laptops page. And it does, fantastic. Let's take us back. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder and just slow that transition down on those dividers crisscrossing. Let's go in there. And we want to go to Advanced, Transitions, Transition Duration. I'm going to take mine up to just over a second there. I think that should do it. We'll save again. Exit the Visual Builder and go down and take another look. There we go. That's a bit more like it. It's a little bit slower doing it that way. It's more like a sort of mouth closing but not snapping shut. And that's a nice little effect. I believe that's going to catch people's eyes. Of course, when they load the page initially, it'll count up those numbers. So there you have it. There's a nice little animated number counter section that links to our product pages. I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please ring the bell, give it a thumbs up, share, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.